What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Nagler here with some live Packers trivia here on the CheeseheadTV YouTube channel. The last one for this offseason. That's right, concluding Season 3 of live Packers trivia here at CheeseheadTV. Next week, I'll be in Wisconsin for training camp. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is for all the marbles. And as someone so aptly noted, Joe, in the comments here on YouTube, if for whatever reason, circumstances dictate in the future that trivia can't come back, whoever wins this here game is the eternal champion. Oh, these are the rules that Joe just makes up, and I have to concur. If you are new here, and this is the first time, and possibly only time, you ever get to play trivia here at CheeseheadTV, let me tell you really quickly how the game works. You're going to get 10 questions. You'll see 4 possible answers presented to you on the screen. You want to use the hashtag prior to each answer into the YouTube chat. So if it's the word, I don't know, butter, just hashtag butter into the chat. If it's 2 words, you just have to hashtag the first word. So if it's Brett Favre, just hashtag Brett into the YouTube chat. We'll see the top 5 quickest correct answers, and throughout the game, we'll look at a top 10 leaderboard to see who's vying for that top spot. And at the end of the game, we'll have bragging rights for someone at least through the entirety of this next season. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a good time with it. Let's go. Question number 1. What was the Packers' record in their first season in 1919? Was it 6-5, 5-6, 10-1, or 8-3? That's right. You got to use that dash, people. I'm making things a little more difficult for you today. It's the last one. Hashtags are 6-5, hashtag 5-6, hashtag 10-1, or hashtag 8-3. 6-5, 5-6, 10-1, or 8-3. What was the Packers' record in their first season in 1919? Brandy. Crap. I love it. Off to a flying start, I see. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. And, of course, the answer is 10-1. The Packers finished the season with a record of 10-1, only losing to the Beloit Fairies. True story. Record 0-6 the game was. Apart from the Beloit loss, they only allowed one other team to score, the Racine Iroquois. For the 1919 season, they placed first among all professional teams in Wisconsin. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Marcus comes out strong, ahead of Big B. Big B, come on, buddy. ARV 015 comes in at 3, Brandon at 4, and Pogs at 5. Next question. The Packers hired Mike Holmgren to be head coach in '92. What team was he offensive coordinator for prior to coming to Green Bay? Was it the Bears, the 49ers, the Raiders, or the Steelers? Hashtags are Bears, 49ers, Raiders, or Steelers. The Packers hired Mike Holmgren to be the head coach in '92. What team was he offensive coordinator for prior to coming to Green Bay? The Bears, 49ers, Raiders, or Steelers? There is literally a full page of people getting it right. Well done, everybody. Got some diehards up in here. That's what I'm talking about, people. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. And, of course, the answer is the 49ers. When George Seifert took over as head coach for the retiring Bill Walsh, he made Holmgren the San Francisco 49ers offensive coordinator. Holmgren served in that capacity from '89 to 1991. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Kyle was in at 1. Bryce was in at 2. Nick Falk at 3. Joey the Jaguar at 4. Brandy Lewis at 5. Next question. Each NFL club between 1947 and 1958 received by random draw one bonus choice in the NFL draft. Who did the Packers use their bonus choice on in 1957? Was it Jim Ringo, Bobby Dillon, Max McGee, or Paul Hornung? Your hashtags are Jim, Bobby, Max, or Paul. Each NFL club between 1947 and 1958 received by random draw one bonus choice in the draft. Who did the Packers use their bonus choice on in 1957? Jim Ringo, Bobby Dillon, Max McGee, or Paul Hornung? Again, hashtag just need the first name. Hashtag Jim, Bobby, Max, or Paul. Who was it? The answer, of course, is Paul Hornung. Hornung was selected with the 57 bonus choice, which was a wild system by today's standards, that saw one team awarded the first overall selection by random draw. That team then forfeited its last round choice and was eliminated from future draws. Who knew what and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Placeholder name, that was it. Oh, it won't load. That can't be correct. Can we refresh that? Or can we go to the top 10 leaderboard? Let's go to the top 10 leaderboard and see what that has to say. Marcus, Big B. Look at this. Now, this is a dead heat right here. Pogs at 3, Nick Falk at 4, Boyan G at 5, Bob at 6, Sebastian Fitz at 7, Joe at 8, Bryce at 9, and Sly pulling in at 10. All right, I like it. Let's get to the next question. What was Lambeau Field's original name? Acme Stadium, Packers Park, City Stadium, or Lambeau Field? What was Lambeau Field's original name? Acme Stadium, Packers Park, City Stadium, or Lambeau Field? Am I trying to pull a fast one on you? Hashtags are Acme, Packers, City, and Lambeau. Just need City if you're doing City. Acme, Packers, City, and Lambeau are your hashtags, people. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Oh my gosh, this is the last time I get to hear this music for a year. Gert Stadium, I like it. All right. Of course, the answer is City Field. Dedicated on September 29th, 1957, it was originally called City Stadium. It was constructed at a cost of $960,000 with a seating capacity of 32,154. It was rededicated as Lambeau Field on September 11th, 1965. Who knew what and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Kyle at 1, Mike at 2, Steve at 3, Boyan G at 4, Nick Falk at 5. Let's just keep going, shall we? Which Packers 21 draft pick was PFF College's Sun Belt Player of the Year? Eric Stokes, Royce Newman, Shamar, Jean John Charles, or TJ Slayton? Your hashtags are Eric, Royce, Shamar, or TJ. I only had Jean John Charles because in the Packers pronunciation guide and on their website, it says it's pronounced John Charles. However, when Shamar was drafted, he legit says into the video, hey guys, it's Shamar Jean Charles. That's the man saying his own name. So now I have a mystery on my hands that I have to solve. Which Packers 21 draft pick was PFF College's Sun Belt Player of the Year? Eric Stokes, Royce Newman, Shamar, Jean John Charles, and TJ Slayton. The answer, of course, is Shamar Jean John Charles. He was named PFF College's Sun Belt Player of the Year as a senior at Appalachian State after leading the nation as a senior with 16 pass breakups and 17 passes defended with 1 interception in 12 games. Who knew what? And when did they know it? Marcus at 1, Mike at 2, Kyle at 3, Steven at 4, Sebastian Fitz at 5. We're halfway through. Let's take a look at the top 10 leaderboard, shall we? See what's going on here. Marcus, strong at number 1, Big B at 2, Nick Falk at 3, Sebastian at 4, Boyan G at 5, Joe 6, Bryce at 7, Josh at 8, Sly at 9, and Logan at number 10. Let's keep going. Who did team historian Cliff Crystal name the franchise's greatest defensive player since 1950? Reggie White, Willie Wood, Charles Woodson, or Herb Adderley? Your hashtags, Reggie, Willie, Charles, or Herb. Who did team historian Cliff Crystal name the franchise's greatest defensive player since 1950? Reggie White, Willie Wood, Charles Woodson, or Herb Adderley? I'm going to throw this music on next time I DJ. Of course, the answer is Herb Adderley. In one of his history columns, Crystal gave Adderley the nod over Wood, White, and others, writing, quote, his 7 touchdowns on interceptions summarized his big playability, but he also excelled as a shutdown cover cornerback, which might have been best illustrated by this 1965 stat. In 14 regular season games, he didn't allow a touchdown pass. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Marcus at 1, Arv at 2, Big B at 3, Kyle at 4, and Chuck at 5. All right, next question. What is Jair Alexander's middle name? Is it Lavelle, Zakar, Gerald, or Deshaun? What is Jair Alexander's middle name? Lavelle, Zakar, Gerald, or Deshaun? What is Jair Alexander's middle name? Hashtag I don't know is a good answer. That's an honest answer, New York Cheesehead. I'm here for it. I'm down. I understand. The answer is, of course, Zakar. Jair Zakar Alexander was born on February 9th, 1997, and grew up to dominate wide receivers. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Nick Falk at 1, Marcus at 2, Big B at 3, Big Daddy Cool Breeze at 4, Ricardo at 5. All right, next question. Amari Rodgers finished his college career with how many touchdowns? 10, 12, 15, or 19? Those are your hashtags, 10, 12, 15, or 19. Amari Rodgers finished his college career with how many touchdowns? 10, 12, 15, or 19? Waka, 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 waka. I don't watch college ball. I hate this question. I love it. I love it. That's why I do it. All right, and the answer, of course, is 15. Rodgers concluded his college career with 181 career receptions for 2,144 yards with 15 receiving touchdowns in 1,901 snaps over 55 career games. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Sebastian Fitz at 1, Richard at 2, Shadid at 3, Marcus at 4, Jason at 5. All right. We'll go on to one more question before we get to the top 10, before we look at the leaderboard. Next question. Who was the Packers' first ABC Monday Night Football opponent? Was it the Giants, the Lions, the Chargers, or the Broncos? Who was the Packers' first ABC Monday Night Football opponent? And the ABC is important here, people, because this was the produced version of Monday Night Football. The Packers had played on Monday night prior to this, but mostly that was the league either experimenting with maybe putting games on Monday nights in the 60s, or they did their very first Monday nighter actually in modern times was against the Lions, because the Lions had an issue with their stadium scheduling wise. But that is not what we're talking about. ABC's Monday Night Football. First opponent Packers ever had. Who was it? The Giants, Lions, Chargers, or Broncos? It was the Chargers, of course. The Packers' very first Monday Night Football appearance came on October 12th, 1970 in San Diego, where they took on the Chargers. The Packers won the game 22-20, a game in which the Green and Gold led most of the way. The Packers found themselves having to come from behind in the late stages to pull out the win. The contest was highlighted by a pair of third-quarter Bart Starr touchdown passes. Yes, Bart Starr was playing in this game. And a late Willie Wood interception to set up the game-winning field goal. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Brandy Lewis at 1, Boyan G at 2, Brandon at 3, Marcus at 4, DP Napes at 5. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the top 10 leaderboard prior to the final question. Marcus and Big P. Neck and neck as always. Sebastian at 3, Nick at 4, Bryce at 5, Brandon at 6, Boyan G at 7, Harv at 8, Mr. JJ at 9, and Bob coming in at 10. All right. Final question. Offensive line coach Luke Butkus played what position at Illinois? Right guard, center, left tackle, or tight end? Your hashtags: right, center, left, tight. Offensive line coach Luke Butkus played what position at Illinois? Right guard, center, left tackle, or tight end? You guys are all over the map. I love it. Love it. Joey, I see you, buddy. The answer, of course, is center. Butkus was a 3-year starting center for Illinois from 1999 to 2001, a 2-time All-Big Ten selection, and a captain of the 2001 Big Ten championship team. In 2001, he was part of an offensive line that paved the way for then-school records in total points, points per game, and sacks allowed. Who knew what, and when did they know it? Let's take a look. Steve at 1, Richard at 2, Shadid at 3, Mr. JJ at 4, Marcus at 5. I think I know what that means. Sounds like Marcus is probably going to take us home. Let's go. Top 10 leaderboard. Marcus gets the bragging rights for the season. Big B at 2. 3 is Bryce. Sebastian at 4. Brandon at 5. Nick Falk at 6. Mr. JJ at 7. Bob at 8. Joe at 9. Boyan G at 10. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, playing some trivia. We greatly appreciate you guys utilizing Cheesehead TV in any way when it comes to connecting to the Green Bay Packers. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next year with Packers Trivia. Thanks so much, everybody. Get ready for camp. Have a great weekend. Go Pack Go.